I was not prepared for school when I was, coming out of high school. And then I think going into the service really opened my eyes to, when you have those opportunities kind of like taken away, not permanently, of course, but the things that you take for granted, you start seeing things from a bigger perspective, and you know, having your experiences like across the world, and you start seeing how other people live. It really, again, it comes back to being very humbled and appreciating what you have. I ended up getting diagnosed with cancer on my wife and I's anniversary. Uh, Little tip: don't text your wife you have cancer uh, on your anniversary. I didn't take it very seriously. I was just like, yeah, all right, fine, just cut it out, take it. I have a lot of faith in a lot of the people that I was around in the first place. But I have a lot of faith in uh, higher things too. So I think definitely in terms of karma, this wasn't going to limit me. Right. So I went through a couple year stint of chemotherapy, and that definitely left a cognitive impression on me for sure. Uh, but the biggest part was the impact that it had on my family. When I was recovering from chemo, I was going into like a recovery room or physical therapy, and this was at Naval Hospital Balboa in San Diego. There was a lot of young men in there, um, you know, many years younger than me at the time, who were missing arms and missing legs. And I remember like sitting there, like I'm just doing normal exercise. I have all my limbs. I'm blessed with that. I remember looking at them, and even though they're so much younger than or so much older than my son, I just remember like, what if that was my kid? That was like really heartbreaking for me. I dealt with, similar things while I was, in the service, in the cast of my duties, but that, I think that one really hurt me, seeing what they were going through and struggling to adapt to things that having a little piece of them taken away. I think it was at that point I knew that my interest in like STEM and science finally had a direction. I learned that some of them were trying to adapt to like prosthesis. Right? Like I remember looking at a sock mold and someone trying to put it on and try to slip their nub into it, and I remember seeing him fall and get up. And, like he had tears in his eyes. He was truly upset, and he was not a small guy. He looked like Rambo. Well, he maybe looked like half a Rambo. Like he was a big dude, burly. Um, this was Balboa, so I mean, he could have been army or he could have been a marine or a soldier. But regardless, seeing him break like that almost broke me. I couldn't. There was a lot of people in there like that, so I knew that when I was looking around, going back to the recovery room, doing my therapy, I was looking at some of these prosthetics, and I'm like, kept asking myself, why are they making it this way? Well, this could be better, or you know, noticing the change in gait when they were walking, understanding the process when they were doing therapy with these guys. Like towards the end, it clicked. Like this, there's a science to